Knives cut things in half and glue joins things together.
No shit.
So what do they have in common? Absolutely nothing. But how did I even think of this dumbass concept? Well, it was about a few months ago when I was gluing some stuff, with glue. And then I went and cut myself by sliding my finger across the glue for some reason. And then I thought of this idea. Oh crap, no. Oh crap, I stained it. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. So what I had to do now was to make the shape of the knife. Well, to make it. And so how I did this was I pulled up a picture of a knife online and tried to estimate the dimensions, which was very inefficient because then I decided to actually use my brain and pull out a knife from the kitchen and then just trace that. It's much simpler. Could have done that, wasted like 20 minutes on it, but here we are. Well, anywho, after that it was pretty simple. Just design the model of the knife and just print it. Now with the mold fresh from the printer and me struggling to take it out, the next step was pretty obvious. And that was to go grab some baking paper and bake some food. No, you dum-dum, it's so that you can use the baking paper to cover up the mold so when you pour the glue it doesn't become a sticky mess, just like me after Taco Bell. $6.50. Cheap. Now this part of the project took the longest and most useless amount of time, so I'm gonna show you what it takes to make about one layer of glue, and then you can imagine this, I don't know, maybe 8 to 40 times every 24 hours, me doing this, so you can estimate that. Now, as you can see with the first layer done, it was actually quite So with this process done and repeating it for a few months, actually no, within a month, I was done with the initial product. So with that done, I started to dibs what I wanted out of the mold, and through my questionable drawing skills, I ended up to draw a pretty decent knife shape, which then I cut out, of course. Now it was until I had to take out the knife from the mold where I ran into a problem, but luckily I solved it before I ran into it, so technically I never ran into it at all. It was that the PLA actually likes to, no, it was the glue that likes to stick to the PLA print, and nowhere did the original bottle of glue state that it would love to stick to PLA plastic from a 3D print. So I was pretty happy with myself when I overcame that. Now I know I said I didn't use super glue cause it was expensive, but in order to get the results of a blade actually cutting things, I had to strengthen it with super glue. So there goes my $6.50. But I forgot a very important detail when the glue was finished drying, that I put the knife on a piece of paper, which is also where I put the glue. And glue being glue, it sticks together. By now this would be the last few mils of super glue that I ever have in my room, and I wouldn't get a stock till maybe next week. So I used it all. And by squeezed it all, I mean I squeezed it all. It was like nothing left. You can't even find an atom of super glue left. That's how much I squeezed it. Okay, now listening back at it, it kinda sounded wrong. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is I printed out some handles for the knife and glued it together, and then I went to cutting. Oh, and before we get into testing, I also wanted to tell you that I sanded the knife and glued it. You done yet? And I also did some other things, but yeah, that doesn't matter. Now back to the test. For comparison, I used a kitchen knife to cut the banana so you could see what it does against my glue knife. If you remember the start of this video, you'll remember that the way I cut this banana strikingly resembles a Su-27 flanker. But don't worry guys, I don't have any political views. But wait, if my knife cut that, doesn't that mean my knife is? Now as for why I cut the shape of an air intake, the knife was actually cut at an angle, meaning that the blade was one-sided. So in order to fix this, I would have to make a sharper side that would even it out. Now doing what I usually do when I want to fix a problem, I mention the problem. So usually I'll fix the problem. Still not sharp. Now that the knife blade was corrected and I disinfected it with questionable standards, it was ready to test it. Now as for the basic testing, I tested it against paper, which cut not very good. I tested card, and after that cardboard, and after that glue itself. Now I don't know what you would call cut, but for a knife made out of glue completely, I think it's pretty good results. Now as for the final test, can this knife cut normal fruit? And as you can see the look on my face, this concludes the video. Well, since you made it this far into the video, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, subscribe. And, oh yeah, I did eat the banana. I'm not that wasteful. I wouldn't waste those $2 or so. Yeah, this video is boring, in my opinion. But don't worry, I'll be back to explosives soon. Maybe something about a rocket. Yeah. I wonder if my country will give me that power to make a rocket at home. Probably not. I'll have to make it into a kid's toy. But still lethal. Potentially lethal. Subscribe. Tastes good.